Hi, I'm Jessica Clark. I am a grad student studying library science at the University of Central Missouri. I'm here to discuss digital citizenship and how we can teach digital citizenship to our youth and all patrons. In this presentation, we will discuss what digital citizenship is, why it's important, and how can we teach it. Hopefully, you'll come away with a lot of tips and suggestions for activities to help teach others the importance of digital literacy, cybersecurity, and the digital footprint. So, for some background, what is digital citizenship? Digital citizenship is the ability to navigate and participate within our digital environments in a way that is safe and responsible. Being a digital citizenship is about ensuring that you are contributing positively to the health and well being of your online communities. So, how do we teach that? One thing that you can tell your students or your class is to use think. Think before you click. And what is think? True, helpful, important, necessary, and kind. So, is the information that you're sharing, the what you're talking about when you're interacting with other people online, stop and ask yourself, is it true, helpful, important, necessary, and kind? So when you're doing anything online, always just think before you share it. Think before you hit send, responding to a text or a DM, and always just think before you act, just like you would do in real life. And another suggestion to tell your students or your class is to remember ESPP. And what is ESPP? Empathy and ethics, sharing information, positive tech use, and privacy. For empathy, remember that there is a real person behind the screen. A lot of us, even me, can get caught up thinking we're just reading words, and there's no one really behind those words. But you have to remember that you should only text things and say things online that you would say in real life because you are speaking to real individuals. Taking breaks from usage if you're feeling bad or angry, and this could be good in real life situations as well. You're talking to someone and you start to feel your blood pressure rise, and you know you might say something you'll regret. So take a step back, get some air, take deep breaths, and come back, and you'll have a clear head and be able to speak your mind in a positive way with a clear head. Push back against bullying, hatred, and prejudice. When you have that clear mind, it's a perfect way to stand up for others if you see them being bullied online or when you see prejudice, because some people aren't able to speak their own minds, and you can be an advocate for them. So, similarly, speak out and be an advocate. If you see bullying, if you see prejudice, always stand up for those people. Sharing information. Always check your sources. Are they authored by an expert or are they reputable? And on the other hand, challenge misinformation. Ask to see sources, ask deeper questions. Make sure you're not just taking everything at face value. Don't trust everything you see and read online. Always find sources and make sure that you're not spreading that misinformation. Positive tech use. Use technology for good, not to spread information or be a bully or be a troll like we've been talking about. Use technology or social media to check in on friends and family. That's a good way. There are positives to online communities and social media, and you can use that positively to stay in touch with your family and friends, as well as being informed regarding your community, keeping up with the news, knowing the changes, knowing changes in laws. That's a positive way to use technology. And finally, knowing when to put your device down. You don't want to be having your nose in your phone during grandma's 90th birthday dinner. Know when to put the phone down and when to be present in real life. And privacy. Use settings and preferences to manage privacy. Add a password to your phone, tablet, or personal computers. Use two-step authentication whenever possible. Never share your personal information, and use strong passwords. So to further inform and teach others, you definitely should discuss privacy and security. Always tell your class and others, avoid sharing your personal information, such as your name, address, phone number. Avoid sharing the name of your school, place of employment, timestamps, where you're going. Just try to avoid having a record of your day-to-day activities. And of course, avoid sharing passwords and account details, like your username. An activity you can do for your class is to have everyone create a strong password and then test it on a password strength site like Password Monster or security.org. Another thing you can bring up in your class is to discuss phishing. As we all know, phishing is more prevalent than ever. Everyone's getting scam calls all the time, getting emails, messages. So make sure that the youths specifically do know what phishing is when an individual or organization pretends to be trustworthy in order to obtain your personal account information. And make sure they know the common tactics: fake emails, messages, phony websites, scam DMs, or text messages. Like I said, it's very prevalent now, and a lot of us get them every day. So knowing how to distinguish between what is reputable and what is not is very important when it comes to being online and being a digital citizen. An activity you could do is provide your class with one fake email and one real email, or a real website versus a fake website, or a real link versus a fake link, or even just like a direct message you would get on a social media platform, and then ask them which one they would trust. And it'd be good to start a discussion and really make them be able to distinguish those phony links. You could also discuss the digital footprint. Everything you post online is forever. You can delete it, but it could be archived. You got to remind them that. Someone could take a screenshot of something you've said, and if you delete it, there's still a footprint of it, a print of it. So yeah, ask your class, who am I online? And you can put it into perspective. Would it hurt your chances of getting a job if a hiring manager came across rude comments from an old social media post? And we see that happening a lot online with celebrities, with social media influencers, where things that they've said and done previously online has come back around and negatively impacted their life now. So very much be mindful of what you're posting and saying online. And an activity you can do is have your class Google themselves. What comes up? What surprises them? Is what comes up something they would want someone else to see? And finally, involving parents, caregivers, and others. Knowledge and tips surrounding digital literacy and positive digital citizenship isn't only important for youth, but it is important for everyone. So if you're teaching youth, try sending home flyers for parents and caregivers. Or if it's not just youth you're teaching and it's any kind of patron, you can send information within the library's newsletter or in a monthly email. And you can also post information about digital citizenship within the library physically, and you can post it on the website just so patrons and anyone else that wants more information can obtain it. And also, be open for questions as well in person. And things that you can have in those flyers or the email blasts is tips on managing screen time or implementing screen-free zones. For example, a good one is no phones at the dinner table. That's good for all ages. Use parental controls to filter what your child has access to, like on social media. I know YouTube you can filter. Even, you can filter things that your kid sees when they're watching television. So it's good to try to see what you can filter online as well. And encourage conversations about online presence. You can ask your child, you know, what they're doing online, try to take an interest, and that could have them be more open, say if they're being bullied or seeing others being cyberbullied. You can kind of tell them, that's not good, be an advocate, and teach them more about how they can be a positive presence online. And those are all the tips and tricks I have for teaching digital citizenship. I hope you're now more informed and have some ideas how to teach it yourself. And thank you for watching this presentation, and stay safe.